What's up, guys? It's Aguilera here. Um, yeah, no, I'm running mad late to school, probably, or I am going to be counted absent, but it's cool because I still got to go to class. Besides that, let me think. I recorded a different intro for this video, but I'm going to take it out, replace it with this one. Basically, what I'm going to say is, yeah, no, we had some, like, street beefs, I guess. I don't know if I should say their name, I don't know how copyright works. But yeah, no, basically we had like a little outdoor boxing slash MMA type thing. And I'm gonna clip some of those videos together, make it at least 15 videos. And then I have a video from a couple days ago where I was talking about soulmates and whether they exist or not. And I'm gonna clip that audio behind those videos so y'all can listen to my podcast or listen to me talk about, I guess, random shit while they fight. And yeah, hopefully y'all enjoy. Let me know what y'all think about the video or this idea of my podcast being behind, I guess, clips from the fight show. And yeah, let me know what y'all think. Peace. Hopefully y'all saw that. Yeah, I think today we should go over the concept of soulmates and true love, right? So what is that whole concept? For me, the whole idea of soulmates doesn't make sense in my span of religion or my span of belief systems, because to me, so to me, God is the bigger picture of everything, right? It's the whole photo of yin and yang. It's not just yin or yang, or it's not even just both of them. It's that whole image of them, right? The whole formation, right? Because from God, everything comes from, and that means that within His eyes, there is no law of good and bad, because there's always good and bad. There's always bad and good, right? But yeah. So the idea of soulmates basically means that you feel instant attraction, and an instant connection, an instant form of familiarity to whoever you choose to date, right? Sorry, I'm looking for how to get over there to the thing, and I don't know where I'm going or where I'm at. I'm scared. But yeah, it's the whole idea that, you meet this person, immediately fall in love with them, and it's like y'all are bound to spend the rest of y'all's life together, right? Like y'all are soulmates, y'all are in love. But if we truly do think of God in the way that I think about it, and we think that we come from Him, and the best analogy that it's annoying, best analogy that I've heard, that I guess I typically like to use or like to say, is the analogy of us being a cup, right? The human body being a cup, our soul and spirit being the water that fills that cup, right? And basically any coloring, any flavoring, any dyes, or anything that you add to the drink, it's what makes up your personality, right? That's like what created you, I guess, from your life, right? And I'm sure that there are characteristics that are inherently passed on from generation to generation, or that you inherently get from your soul. But it's basically this idea that your soul comes into this world basically blank and empty, and from there we fill it in with what we learn, our experiences, our troubles, our work, everything, right? Fills that in, right? So if we come into this world blank and empty from this vast ocean, because the water has to come from somewhere, and the water is coming from the ocean, right? Well, if we're all coming from the ocean, from the same ocean, then wouldn't that diminish the whole idea of soulmates if at the end of the day we all left one place and came from one place? And the fact that you feel like you like or you have physical attraction to someone, like, it could have been anyone else, right? It was just, I guess, luck. Oh no, this is weird. Let me show that. Oh no, this is, I don't want to mess with. Or let me see. It's still muddy. These are some weird workouts, man. You don't see these at my local recreational center. Ooh, it's chilly. Yeah, I'm not gonna be out here for long. But yeah, if y'all came from the same ocean, then there comes the idea, and if humans uninhibitedly experience free will, and every single one of our choices is done by us and is not. See, this is where I can't, I guess, believe in soulmates, because I like to believe in the idea of predestinational, or yeah, I think that's what it's called. It's basically the idea that whenever you're born into this earth, your plan is kind of already set out for you, and it kind of is meant to be. So whatever happens, and whatever doesn't, because it was all meant to be, and it was all orchestratively organized by some greater being out there, right? But at the same time, I don't know, it's weird. For me, the idea of soulmates only works in the idea of the fact that y'all could have taken so many different directions, y'all could have done so many different things, y'all could have both ended up in completely different predicaments or circumstances, and ended up with two completely different people if one decision was made differently. But it's the fact that y'all didn't make that one decision differently that creates the whole idea of soulmates, right? It's the fact that y'all were destined to meet at that point. Y'all were destined to fall in love, and whatever happened was destined to happen, right? And I guess the way that I'm describing it could be applied to any form of relationship, not necessarily a soulmate. 'Cause when you really think of a soulmate, you think of someone that is projected to be in your life for the rest of your life. Someone that's, never going to leave your side. Someone that's meant to be there. Someone that's there till the day you die, right? But at the end of the day, if we really take away that concept and that whole idea of everlasting eternity from the idea of soulmates, then a soulmate can be applied to anybody, including that ex that you don't like, including that one person that, broke your heart in 6th grade, or whatever the case might be, right? Because at the end of the day, that was predestined to happen. And because it happened, you grew into the person you chose to be, I guess. And you decided, or because, that the decisions that you made alongside that relationship, or whatever whole situation could have happened along that relationship, happened, you are who you are, right? I don't know. It's a weird concept. And I don't know. It's just very mind-boggling to think about. Like, we come from a greater, bigger image that is just everlasting and eternal and is everything, right? But at the end of the day, he kind of dictates and controls everything, right? But he doesn't. You do. It's the fact that he knows what you're going to do, kind of. I don't know. For me, the best way I can think of God sometimes is honestly like a computer system. If, with how far advanced technology has gotten and AI has gotten within itself, it's like if we set up an algorithmic system to see the possibilities that could come out of a singular situation, then that computer is going to show you every single possibility that they have been able to figure out from that situation, right? So, for example, what's a good example? Let's say humans were born all the same race, all the same color, we never changed, right? It's like, just because we're all the same color doesn't mean that racism wouldn't exist, doesn't mean that social hierarchies wouldn't be created, doesn't mean that all these different things wouldn't be established, right? Doesn't mean that they would have been, it means that they wouldn't have been, right? So in my mind, God would be the system or the being that would run all these simulations of what is happening, right? And it's like the fact that, there are a vast majority of different possibilities out there that can happen, but he knows what every single one is. And he exists, and he exists besides time, space, and the whole continuum of everything, right? Therefore, he would have a vast understanding of what your life could be or will be, ultimately. Because if he knows what your life could have been in every single other universe, including this one, then he knows what your life will be. It's like, if you know every single answer, then no matter, and you're allowed to answer it how many ever times you can, no matter what you do, you're always going to get the right answer, right? It's like if you have a cheat sheet to a test, and you know that the next question is B, right? You don't even have to read the question, you have a cheat sheet, so you know it's B. But yeah, and I guess for me, the whole idea of soulmates can really be the fact that one thing that I've heard before is the idea of compatibility, and it's the fact that two people may be born more compatible or less compatible than another, and from there you build upon it and work on it, right? It's not the idea that, hey, hey, I love you. That's it. We're in love. Nothing else. Like we're like this, right? We're never gonna break apart, nothing like that, right? It's like, hey, I like you a lot. I see some issues, I see some differences, I see some discrepancies that I would like to fix. So let's work on them, right? And from there, you build a strong relationship, become better people, and like, I guess, grow together, right? I don't know. But yeah, so idea of soulmates. I think the idea of there being one soulmate, or you having one true love, or you only having that one possibility of being in love is preposterous, man. Doesn't make sense. Because at the end of the day, there's so many pathways, so many road options, so many different directions. Like right here, I'm on a straight path because this is my path, right? This is where I'm meant to go. But at the same time, you see my path has curves, my path switches, my path, may branch off with other paths. It's the fact that my path isn't just direct and straight. I'm not just walking a straight line, because most people aren't. It's the fact that my path is going to have twists and turns and curves, but at the end of the day, I am following my path because it is unique to me. But yeah, just go turn that down, get y'all some better lighting. Oh, I look scary, man. Yeah, no. I decided not to go there because I looked over there and there's like woods and stuff. And I don't feel like going over that right now at night in like 50 degree weather. It's cold, man. I'm going to go out, find another cool nature spot and hang out. But besides that, might pick up, keep vlogging. Let me know what y'all think on the whole concept of soulmates and what y'all's input on that idea is. I think it's a very interesting and abstract concept. And, for me, it's like, if you look at the whole ocean and you get, there's so many theories I can go into. It's the whole idea that you could get two polar opposites that complement each other in such a way that they, create that whole image of yin and yang, and they can create the idea of perfection with themselves, or you can create two people that are so similar to each other that they can create one half and yet still not be unbalanced. It's like, if I get water from this spring over here, I could get it from this side and then get another cup from that side, and the water would be pretty similar, right? In the time, or if I got the water from this lake, there's another lake over there. It's like I could get it from this lake and then that lake and combine the water, and eventually it's going to be one water, right? Eventually it just turns into water, right? But I don't know. It's weird. But at the same time, it takes like time. And I guess the effort of pouring the two waters together to make it one water. Because at the end of the day, the waters were simply different. They don't have the same chemical compounds. They don't have the same elements in them. They don't have the same amount of dirt, soil, the same type of soil texture. They don't have the same type of living species. There's so many differences and so many variables within these two waters that make them so individually different. Yet, I guess combining them creates a sense of unity, right? I don't know. I think it's weird. And here's the thing, right? If unity is truly our whole end goal to achieve in a relationship, whenever a relationship breaks up, it just simply means that you now have to disunite as very similar character beings, or because let's say the water never became one water, right? Before you split it up. But it's pretty similar now, right? Well, then these two similar beings, or these two, objects with similar characteristics get to go around and get to try to combine with other water, right? But every single time you combine with more water, it gets your system, I guess, your compounds get more and more complicated, right? Therefore, you get more and more confused about, who you are. Or maybe it just reassures you. Because maybe there are some, qualities of the water that you just simply refuse to take upon. Or you just simply refuse to accept. Or you just simply refuse to, want to be a part of your water. So therefore, you reject it, right? And it's like if you reject the same thing over and over and over again, then at a certain point you realize that that's something that you don't want. I don't know. But yeah, interesting concept. Walking back to my car. It's cold. Um, yeah, these are nice apartments. Nice little place to walk. I definitely want to go explore that weird thing over there a different day. But yeah, peace out, guys. Hope y'all are having a great life out there, man. Peace. Remember, if he's throwing a lot like that, a good way to control him is either control the spacing or throw a jab. If he gets too close to you, just jab out. There you go, like that. That's how you test your range too.